Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Just want a man who knows how to just
Yeah, I
walk
remember
away.
that girl. She
Because he
was
got
a
something
hoe.
better to do. This woman
For
is not
sure.
you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, we about to get started. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. We about to get started. If you want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Cash App, PayPal, all at the top of the chat, as well as in the description. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Yeah, whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you a live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Let's get into it.
About a year or so ago, I did a video on why have no friends, period. About a year or so ago, I did a video on why black men have no friends, period. And I noticed recently that many people have been rewatching this video. So today I wanted to do a relook at this topic from a more organized, conceptual basis. I'm your host, Cool Colas, and you are now tuning into a new video on my channel. So let's get into it. As a black man, you do not have any friends, and you really don't have any allies either. And that sense of community is even lacking amongst other black men. And how...
Okay, yeah. Okay, this has some truth to it. I understand where he's coming from as a black man. But to me, this is the wrong mentality to have as a black man. I think it's kind of a victim mentality a little bit. And you're seeing yourself in a sense like a monolith. You're not seeing yourself as an individual who happens to be black. Like you're looking at everything from the lens of I'm a black man, I'm a black man. So I don't think that's productive and constructive or beneficial to your life. I mean, imagine going out in the world. Look, I can't have a friend. It's impossible for me to have a friend because I'm a black man. So I'm just looking at everything from that lens. So every person I meet, I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up? But I ain't gonna put too much into this because I know you can never be my real friend because I'm a black man. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous when you look at it like that. But let's continue. I see where you're coming from, though, but I still don't think you should adopt this mindset. But let's continue.
And that sense of community is even lacking amongst other black men. And how we function amongst one another is also shot as well. And when I say that you have no friends, in most cases, what I mean is you have literally no friends. In other cases, specifically on an individual basis, I mean, you may have 1 to 3 friends if you are lucky. And the rest are people who you know, but you just haven't categorized properly yet. Black men have no friends for several reasons, and every single reason possible has been broken down into multiple categories. The first one is isolationism / dismissiveness. The second one is racism. The third one is the afterthought effect. The fourth category is one-sidedness. The fifth category is damned if you do, damned if you don't. The sixth category is dehumanization. The seventh category is traditional hypocrisies and letdowns. The eighth category is disrespect via indoctrination. But for today's topic,
Look at those. What up, Rutherford? What up, Kevin? What up, T.O.? You're my friend too, T.O. Happy birthday, Kevin. Kevin, if you want to drop your Cash App, chat, hit up Kevin. Hit up Kevin Cash App. It's his birthday. Yeah, what up, everybody? Y'all my only friends. Y'all my only friends. Uh, let's go back to that list he made. All right, and let's start here. Most people don't really have that many true friends, in my opinion. The whole thing about him saying, you lucky if you get 1 to 3. I think that's everybody of all races. I mean, yeah, most people are just miscategorized. Most people are just relatives or associates or acquaintances. Yeah, friends are very rare, I think, for just all people on this planet. True friends. But like with everything else, the black man is going to struggle a little more with every area of life. But, I ain't bitching about it. But it is true. But yeah, let's look at this list real quick and let's see if I can pick up what he's laying down. Okay, black men has no friends because one, isolationism and dismissiveness. Um, okay, so I guess there he's saying black men get isolated from the group because we're black and we get dismissed. I can attest to that. That's definitely been my experience working at jobs. I think racism is number two. That's self-explanatory. The afterthought effect, like yeah, you just motherfuckers don't consider you to the last consideration. You're just that black guy nobody gives a fuck about. I get it. One-sidedness. I don't know if I get that one. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay, let me touch on that. Let me touch on that. Here's how I perceive that one. So I'll use an example of when I worked at a particular job. There was one happy-go-lucky Negro there that was always smiling in the white folks' face. I mean, smiling in everybody's face. So I'm not gonna say he was like kissing up the white people, but he was very like the happy-go-lucky cheesing nigga, right? And he got treated like shit too by the white men that worked there. And then I was the keep to myself, don't say nothing, standoffish. I'm just here to do my job and go home, bro, type of guy. And they treated me like shit. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. As a black man, they already done made up their mind how they gonna treat you. So if I had to give advice, as far as okay, advice to a black man on how to be in the workplace and out in the world. Um, as corny as it may sound, I would just say be yourself. Cause I mean, motherfuckers gonna hate on you either way. So you
sixth category is dehumanization. The seventh category
Let me finish this list. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Dehumanization. Jesus, dehumanization is self-explanatory. Traditional hypocrites and letdowns. I mean, that could mean a lot of stuff. Last one, disrespect via indoctrination. People disrespect black people because they were indoctrinated too. That makes sense. All right, let's get back into it.
Category is dehumanization. The seventh category is traditional hypocrisies and letdowns. The eighth category is disrespect via indoctrination. But for today's topic, we're only going to be tackling three. And before I go into each of these, I just want to put out a disclaimer. And that disclaimer is I do not want the all police Negroid society coming in trying to be contrary. I'm really not trying to hear that shit, to be honest with you. We don't need you attempting to come in here to invalidate those who may be experiencing what I am describing today just because you claim that you are not going through this. Any attempt to do that is most likely you looking for some attention, like a woman wearing a damn thong, or acting like a helpless child who needs attention because you grew up with a mama who didn't give you any attention because she was too busy getting passed around like a damn hot potato. The first category that I want to discuss today that hinders black men from truly having friends is the category of racism. And this is where the meth magicians love to poof their way into the conversation. And they'll usually say something like, "This is just men in general, dude." But
Bro seem upset. Bro seems bothered and upset and butthurt about life. I could be wrong. I could be reading it wrong. Um, um, I joke, I play, but his demeanor isn't really that jokey and play. I don't know what play means, but it's a word now because I just said it. But I'm not feeling his energy. But let's see what happens.
just men in general, dude. But here's the main point that separates them and their tools of color from us. The men of the dominant society have a whole system of racism and weasel antics that they can lean on when shit gets rough. Black men don't. This means what black men deal with is already at the baseline of what all men deal with, but it's really just times 10. As you know, black men are living life on the hardest difficulty. I mean, it's like playing a game and you're literally on very hard mode and everybody else's ass is on easy or normal. And what I'm describing is also with the added layer that their impact on our ability to organize and have each other's backs as a community has been negatively impacted because of the internalized racism that they have indoctrinated us to basically have. The thing is, racism spills over into why we have no friends for multiple reasons. For one, black men are constantly shunned or disrespected when they attempt to combat racism. When we speak the truth, it's often not believed until someone white or a Democratic shield says the same shit that we said.
Okay. T Orlando, I think we're gonna have an interesting stream. Because I know we disagree on this point that I'm about to make. Let's hear him say it one more time so I can have a fresh thought on it. Let's hear him say it one more time.
Racism spills over into why we have no friends for multiple reasons. For one, black men are constantly shunned or disrespected when they attempt to combat racism. When we speak the truth, it's often not believed until
Okay, we're shunned. Yeah. We're shunned when we try to combat racism. We're not believed. We're just, you know, disrespected, disregarded. Just shut up, nigga. When we try to combat racism. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, respect, Kev. Respect. Um, fuck trying to combat racism. I think it's a waste of time. I, you know, you know the way you can combat racism as a black man? Be an incredible fucking human. That's how you can combat racism. I don't really see what else you gonna do, bruh. What, marching? Like, I don't know what he mean. Okay, we try to combat racism and they dismiss it. I wish he would give an example on how he on how he combats racism in his personal life. Just bitching about it on the internet, that ain't doing shit to stop racism, bruh. That's a waste of your time, brother. You'd be better off learning crypto or something, like learn how to cook a new dish or something. Look, I don't try to combat racism. I mean, look, I'm thinking about the past. Hold on. I'm thinking about. Hold on. What, the last couple of jobs, or I'm okay. Let's just say this: the last. Well, I don't gotta say what jobs they were, but I'm thinking of two jobs that they were. The two jobs that I had where the motherfuckers was racist as fuck. There's no getting around it. I mean, maybe not so racist where they're just like, "Fuck you, nigger," like, not like that, but they made it very clear they didn't like black people. And, I mean, in that position, what could I do? I mean, I could quit. It's the most I could do. Now, I know some, let me show you what channel this is. Um, Cool Colas. His name is Cool Colas. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, the motherfuckers was racist as fuck, and I've been at jobs where I've seen certain black people try to quote unquote combat racism by calling it out and saying, "Oh, you racist, motherfucker." That's not doing anything to combat racism by telling a racist person, "You racist, motherfucker. That's racist." That ain't doing shit, and it's a waste of your time and fucking energy. He knows he's racist. I know he racist. Me telling him what he is isn't doing shit, and he's not gonna care. It's not like he's gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, you got me. I never been called out about it before. I'm gonna change my ways now." No, waste of your energy, bro. Let's get back into it.
Disrespected when they attempt to combat racism. When we speak the truth, it's often not believed until someone white or a Democratic shield says the same shit that we said. And to be honest, we have no allies whatsoever. And that includes no tools of color, no so-called white allies. And then we also have this uprising of these shea butter sambas who are worried more about intersectionality than they are racism. Or at least they're only worried about racism when it impacts black women. And while combating racism, we face potential erasure or are being forced into a vulnerable position where we may face erasure. We are constantly scrutinized, having our businesses attacked, having our businesses suppressed, or made difficult to even succeed in our business endeavors. We are racially attacked at work, which threatens our livelihood far more frequently than anyone else. And then it leads.
I mean, I guess let's see, which is why your coworkers aren't your friends. Okay, he said we deal with racism at work, which threatens our livelihood. Threatens our livelihood. I mean, and maybe I don't agree with the wording of that. I mean, do we mean motherfuckers gonna fire you just because you're black, or do it mean I'm gonna potentially quit because I'm dealing with racism? I don't know. I don't know what you mean there, but let's continue. Yeah, let me address something that X said. Well, the TO and X said. TO says most racists don't think they're racist. I don't know about that, but okay. X says that's not true. TO, they know, but they just don't think racism is bad. I would more so agree with X on that. TO says that's your opinion. In my experience, most racists don't think they're racist. Eh, I mean, yeah, if you call them out, yeah. Okay, here's the thing, To. If a motherfucker say something racist and you be like, "Hey man, you racist," I mean, yeah, they gonna deny it in that exchange, but they know they racist. Like, yeah, behind the scenes. But yeah, I think X just said it. He said they plead ignorance when they get called out, but believe me, they don't talk that way in private. Facts. Um, Wait, what? Okay, Rutherford said, "I got zero respect, zero remorse for my not so-called brotherhood and women nowadays." Okay, I'm lost on that one. At the Cracker Barrel meeting of white people, they tell the unvarnished truth. Let's get back to the video. Look, for me, look, at the end of the day, as long as a motherfucker ain't trying to kill me, a racist white motherfucker ain't trying to kill me, look, it is what it is. And I'm moving on with my day. Because other than that, what the fuck I'm gonna do, man? You don't like me because I'm black? Okay. The fuck I'm supposed to do with that? I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna try to change your mind, and I'm not about to try to lecture you to change your heart or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna keep moving on with my day.
To further isolation and assume narratives of why we were never able to get our lives popping. When black men are portrayed in the media, we are poorly represented. We are portrayed as thugs, goofballs, effeminate, weak, or degenerate abusers. And let's observe this on an individual basis. I will be the first to tell you that I don't have a single white friend till this day. White friendships with black men, from my perspective, typically do not work. And a lot of times it leads to what I call racial neutralization. What I mean by that is these friendships automatically come with a lot of awkwardness and some potential filtering from the black side. A real friend, as a lot of y'all like to say, is someone who is willing to stand by you for who you are and have your back. There's someone who treats you with respect, accepts you for who you are, is honest with you, of course, and also has some form of common interest. As a given, white folks already going into that friendship are going to fail to understand you from both a racial and a cultural standpoint.
That's not necessarily. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to use the example of the outlier, the white boy who grew up in the hood. I could use that example. That's the outlier. Okay, let's break this down. A white friend. Okay, where do I want to start with this? Mm. I don't need. I don't need a white guy friend to completely understand my black struggle. To me, it's stupid to even try to get them to understand. You're never gonna understand my black struggle. Um. So yes, look, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with. I don't need a white man or white friend or whatever to understand the black struggle. Just yeah, be my friend. I'm sure we got a couple things in common. Help me move when it's time to move. We can go get a beer. We can watch sports. Talk to me about your bitchy wife. I'll talk to you about my bitchy wife. And I mean, what else? I don't see the issue. I don't see the fucking issue. I mean, if we out and about and some white dude called me a nigger, then hey, yeah, take up for me. Not because I'm black or because you understand the struggle, but just hey, because I'm your friend and somebody just insulted your friend. So I disagree. The same way I don't need my white girlfriend to understand the black struggle. I mean, I mean, I would think you can empathize with another human going through any struggle in life, really. See, this is why I don't like the victim Olympic shit. But here's this the point I want to make. Okay, black people get discriminated on for being black. So even though a white person can't relate to being discriminated on based on the color of their skin, let's for example say this white man is short. He can relate to being discriminated against because he's short, or being discriminated against because he got a fucking girly voice, or because he's poor. whatever. Every human on the planet can, on some level, empathize and sympathize with being discriminated against for one reason or fucking another. So I don't think you got to understand the black struggle on a deep level to be there for your friend and hold them down and just support them.
Friendship are going to fail to understand you from both a racial and a cultural standpoint. Everything that they do is going to be through the lens of how the dominant society operates and them assuming that you are going to operate the same way as well. They will ignore the dangers that you face when you go in certain areas, the idea of police brutality and you experiencing it, and also even other social aspects, generally speaking. They may even do or enjoy things that may or may not be blatant or totally disrespectful to your culture. Often they don't filter, they don't adjust, or they don't aid you in the struggles that you face as a black person. And if they do, it's often awkward or forced because they want to be themselves without being accused of racism.
Wait, what? I mean, look, bruh. This is. I'm sure I overthink shit a lot. I do, but I can't imagine going through life thinking about all this shit. Like if I'm out and about and I meet a cool white motherfucker, I just met a cool white motherfucker. Hey man, we coming back here to Saturday. You want to come get a beer? Sure, man. I'm not thinking about all it. Well, is he gonna aid me in my struggles as a black man? I'm not thinking like that. Like it ain't that deep, my nigga. Like it ain't that. Well, see, and maybe I'm looking at it from a different lens because, like I said a minute ago, I just don't think most people have true friends like that. Just period. I don't even know if I really believe in friends like that. I mean, associates, people you cool with. I'm not into the whole friend thing really. So none of this shit is really that deep on the friend topic to me because I don't have friends and I probably never will have friends like that. So I just wouldn't put this much thought into it. But look. I want to say this. Um, but okay. How do I want to put this? Okay, let me start here. I deal with racism all the time, like literally, like all the time, and it fucking sucks. It does. So I'm with everybody on that. But I just choose to not. I just choose to not focus on it, man. It's one of those things that I mean, grant me with the serenity to accept the things I can't change, or some shit like that from the Bible. That's kind of my take on it. I can't. Look. I can't do anything about racism in my lifetime. Me sitting here thinking about it, stressing about it, doing think pieces on it. I mean, I like think pieces on shit. Chop it up. That's cool. But like, really, just this shit really affected my feelings and daily mood and shit. Nah, I can't. I can't do it.
Even when they have racist friends or family members of their own, they don't even check them. And they're even willing to expose you to these racist bastards, knowing that they're racist. This tends to lead to.
Okay, let me say this. Because maybe this is I'm trying to find all the ways that me and this man really disconnect on a fundamental level. Obviously, I don't like racism, and I don't like a lot of fucking disgusting, gross human characteristics that get displayed on a daily basis. I don't have a special hate in my heart for race. Let me. I don't have a special hate in my heart for racism. I mean, I don't have hate in my heart, period. But I just think humans are shitty. Like maybe I just see the bigger picture on shit. So it's hard for me to just zone in on racist and racism. Humans are dog shit for 20,000 reasons. So I don't want to say I think it's petty to just focus on racism. I can't stand most motherfuckers. So to just pinpoint on motherfuckers who don't like black people, no, I just don't like people, period. Because I think most black people are shit. Most black people have treated me like shit in this life. So for me to zoom in on white people who don't like blacks, I don't dislike racist white men more than I like ignorant ass niggas who treat me like shit. So yeah. Oh, okay. This is what I wanted to say on this break. Look, okay, let me address something T. Orlando said that I definitely didn't say. Um, um, oh shit. Uh, okay, Izzy just paid me $20, so we're staying on 2 hours. Big donation, big dog shit. Izzy, this for you, and then I need to address what T. Orlando said about me.
That's a hard nigga.
It's the happiest day of my life, is what I'm saying.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it.
You a gangster now. I'm winning any motherfucking way. I can't lose.
Oh, shout out to Isaiah. Everybody shout out Isaiah. He dropped a 20. If anybody want to keep the donations coming, I ain't mad at that either. Wink, wink. But yeah, everybody shout out Isaiah. So let me address what T. Orlando said. He said that I said, let's see. Okay. T. Orlando says, RB is like, racism isn't a problem in America, despite all objective evidence. So ho hum, I'ma live my life in blind ignorance. No, I didn't say that. I definitely wait, what? I said the opposite of that. I said I deal with racism all the time. I literally said it out my mouth. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying what the fuck. I don't what am I supposed to do about this shit? Can't do nothing about this shit. Walk in the room, motherfucker staring me down. Oh, fuck you, black motherfucker. Okay. I don't what am I supposed to do? like I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna fucking move on. Um Yeah, I gotta say this. Black people, the bullshit black people in this country encourage everybody to be racist against black people. Now it sucks for the good black people because we got to carry the burden of what the ignorant bullshit black people doing. But yeah, I ain't gonna act like I don't know why other cultures and races don't fuck with black people. I told, cause look, I don't fuck with most black people. If I'm being brutally honest. But yeah, racism is stupid and bad still. Um, but just like a lot of other shit in this world, I'm not about to spend my fucking days stressed out, worrying about it, crying about it on the internet. I'm just gonna live my life, take one day at a time. If I get faced with some undeniable racism where I need to fight it in that moment, I'll do it and then get back to my fucking life. And really, when I think about needing to directly fight racism, I'm thinking like literally a racist trying to kill me, and me literally having to fight the motherfucker off for my life. But a motherfucker saying nigger, I'm just like okay, and then just walk away. See, okay, let me address this real quick. Okay, so okay, this is what I want to address. There's people who will swing on white people for saying nigger. You've seen the videos. You've seen the videos of black people physically attacking white men, white women for saying nigger. I could never, and I wouldn't advise any of you to. Like, okay, you said a word, whoop de fucking do. That shit ain't like dropping a nuke. That shit means nothing to me. Okay, nigger, nigger, chicken dinner. What's for dinner? I don't get that shit. Don't trigger me. And I'm gonna be. It's weak if it triggers you. Like if you're a black man who feel like if somebody call you a nigger, you're gonna punch them in their fucking mouth. That's the wrong move, brother. That shit like or just the same if a black man said you a bitch ass nigga, I don't think you should hit him. 'Cause like, okay, you a bitch ass nigga. Okay. We talking. We said some shit. So what? For the most part, I think violence is really only warranted if motherfuckers coming to you with violence. Motherfucker punch you in the face, hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But a motherfucker just said some shit, your mama a bitch, your daughter a bitch, you're a nigger. That shit don't move me. Those words don't move me. And as a grown man, they shouldn't move you either. Look, a wise man once told me, a wise pimp once told me, in situations, in heated situations or triggering situations, always try to mentally respond and not emotionally react. Let me say it again. In heated or triggering situations, always try to mentally respond and not emotionally react. Leave that to the children and the bitches to emotionally react to heated and triggering situations. I mean, I kind of went on a side tangent. Let's get back into the video.
You to these racist bastards knowing that they're racist. What this tends to lead to from the black man's end is one of two things. Either as a black man, you choose to be a pick me who lets them do disrespectful shit to you, or you keep it real and you end up causing some type of conflict that could have been avoided by you just not even starting this damn friendship. And again, friendships are about them accepting you for who you are. And if you are really in a friendship with this person, you have to ask yourself, do they understand and accept that by being my friend, there are certain struggles and things that I'm going to have to face? And are they facing them head on with me? For whatever reason, if you both do choose to go there when it comes to racism and race-based conversations, then it tends to turn into this friendship of y'all walking on eggshells, surface level conversations, and really race neutralizing every conversation that y'all have in order to.
Okay, let's something else I wanted to say that was pretty important, but oh, I know what I was gonna say. Look, I'll take whatever friend I can fucking get. I mean, I know I said earlier I don't care about friends and I don't have any, probably never gonna have any, yada yada yada. But in this bullshit life, bruh, if somebody willing to be nice to you and be cool with you and build a friendly alliance with you, man, take the fucking deal. I mean, I don't know if that probably sounded. I don't know if that sounded desperate. I'm not trying to come across like desperate to just have a friend, but what I'm saying is, if you come across somebody who seems genuine and they being friendly to you and they, being a friend, you'll be a damn fool to be like, nah, get out of here with that. No, I ain't trying to be open to that. Like, why not? In a cold, cold world where we already at a disadvantage as black men, hey, I'll take whatever helping hand and whatever kind words I can get because they're few and far between. So yeah, I ain't tripping off what color your skin is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like I still have my eyes open of like everybody that act like they're your friend is not your friend. I totally understand that, but I'm not gonna completely close myself off to it either. I'm gonna be skeptical for sure. I'm the most skeptical motherfucker in the world. But hey, as long as they playing their part, I match their energy. But let's talk about race neutralization. T Orlando say I'm glad to take a racist friend. Um, well, how can I put this? I don't want to say I don't care about racism, but maybe I don't know how to say it. I just don't. If a motherfucker racist, I'm just like okay, like I just okay, okay. I could have a beer with a racist motherfucker. I'm sure I have had a beer. Well, I don't drink beer, but I'm figuratively. I'm sure I've had conversations with racists. I'm sure I've shared a laugh with a racist before. I mean, you don't know who really racist and who isn't until the shit come out. Man, to be real, I mean, but see, here's another problem I have with the whole racist conversation. Okay, let me ask T Orlando specifically. Okay, T Orlando, let me ask you specifically. Do you equally have a problem with black people who hate white people? I'm just curious. Because are you like an advocate against s- racism against black people specifically, or are you against racism in general? So if a black person came to you like, man, I hate these fucking crackers, man. I wish all of them would die. Would you be like, no, man, that's racist. That ain't cool, bro? Or would you be like, yeah, fuck them crackers. They put us through 400 years of slavery. Let them die. Because sometimes it's a gray area with that. Like a lot of black people, they only against racism when it's racism against black people. Okay, let's we're gonna go over a couple of more minutes of this, and then we'll go. You will get back to the women. That's what this show was about. But we'll go do a couple more minutes of this. How long I been on? I knew T Orlando. I knew you was gonna get triggered on this episode. I already called it out before I started. I'm just fucking with you, but you are a little triggered. uh, Actually, that is true though, T Orlando. I think befriending races. Not that I'm out here trying to befriend races, but if black people really cared about ending racism, like pointing your finger at racist white people and saying "fuck you" because you're racist isn't helping end racism. So yeah, the one black dude who was trying to befriend people in the Klan and actually change the hearts of some people in the Klan. I mean, I'm not advising that, but I'm saying us coming together as people with differences for all different reasons, coming together and talking and chopping it up is what ends the divisiveness. But anyway, well, a couple more minutes of this, and we're gonna review some ladies.
Of y'all walking on eggshells, surface level conversations, and really race neutralizing every conversation that y'all have in order to avoid an awkward ass fight. And this is especially important to remember as a black man looking at black boys, because a lot of times you have black boys who are not trying to look at, having black friends versus white friends and separating the two and whatnot. So a lot of these black boys, they'll go over some white people's houses and stuff like that. And then they turn around and they lose their lives, because they were hanging out.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What kind of shit is that?
It's reaching a little bit. That's reaching, bruh. You got young black boys going over white boys' house and losing their lives, bruh. See, this is where motherfuckers will lose me. And I'm not saying that never happened. A lot of shit happened before, but is we really gonna act like there's a fucking epidemic of white boys befriending black boys and then inviting them over to their house and killing them? Let's not do that. See, this when this shit start getting bitchy. This when this shit start reminding me of a bitch. Ridiculous examples and shit like. uh, See, this is what it boils down. Look, I don't consider myself a victim. Like this whole video is very victim. Poor me. I'm a victim. I'm a black man. The world is hard. I mean, he's not lying. about being black and it sucks and you deal with racism all the time and life's gonna be way harder. He ain't lying about none of that shit. I totally agree with everything, but it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, what you gonna do with it, bro?
With nothing but white folks, and you didn't know what was really happening with your kids. So that's around, and they lose their over some. A lot of these black boys, they'll go over some white people's houses and stuff like that, and then they turn around and they lose their lives, because they were hanging out with nothing but white folks, and you didn't know what was really happening with your kids. So that type of thing can happen too. Second reason we're going to go into today about why black men do not have friends is because of isolationism and dismissiveness. No one wants to hear what you're going through as a black man. And trust me when I say that I definitely understand this feeling. And I understand this idea that we have to endure a lot of shit that we just end up not telling a soul about. And it's not because we're being stubborn, but because the world has placed us in this mode where we're not able to express ourselves without really having that safe space or not being harmed. So a lot of, for example, a lot of y'all probably can relate to this, but a lot of your significant others, they don't want to hear what's happening with you, what's going on with you. They don't want to hear any of your problems and issues. Your so-called friends have a clock on how long to listen to the shit, if they care to listen at all. And even your family members and parents are not trying to hear that shit either.
Okay, he's right. He's right. See, but as a black man, look, I have a couple people in my life that I can vent to. I can just come to the internet. Well, he's coming to the internet, and he got a lot of support in the comment section. So let's come to each other, brothers. If we struggling with something, let's come to each other, brothers. And look, if you come to me about your black struggles, I'll pat you on the back and say, "Yeah, you're right. It's fucked up. Now let's go get this money, my nigga. let's fucking learn about a new topic or something. Like let's move on." I'm with you. I'm aware. I see that it happens. So let me address T Orlando real quick. So yeah, I think I'm with Kevin here. Kevin says, "But who got time to worry about all that? I will be 50 tomorrow, more years behind in the head. Not gonna spend the rest of my life worried about them." Facts. That's where I'm with you, Kevin. I'm with you, Kevin. But I guess I got a question for T Orlando if he's still here. So T Orlando says, "Ho hum, I can't change the world, so never mind. Put my head in the sand." Okay, I really want to address that. What does my head out of the sand look like, T.O.? Me bitching online about racism? Like, is that me officially being down with the people and I'm woke and my head ain't in the sand? If I'm crying about racism every 3 seconds or every time something come up, they got to do a race, I'm in the comment section like fucking crackers. Like, is that my head out of the sand? I'm just curious. Is that the two options? 'Cause I've already acknowledged racism exists and I deal with it all the time. So I guess here's what I want to know, T. Orlando. How are you fighting racism in ways that I'm not? I guess that's the question I'm asking.
Your so-called friends have a clock on how long to listen to the shit, if they care to listen at all. And even your family members and parents are not trying to hear that shit either. When you go through things as a black man that you share, you are often met with either dismissiveness, sinister joy, being gossiped about, or frustration. You will even be seen as a whiner, and you will further be.
Yeah, I see you as a whiner, bro. I see you as a bitch ass whiner. Like, okay, let me take back the bitch ass whiner. We're just having a little fun. But yeah, bro, I see where they coming from. See where you coming from. Like the people in my life who I can go to and talk to, sometimes I bring up something where I think maybe some racism happened. I don't feel like I do it in this tone. I kind of say it as a matter of fact, like X and X happened. That shit was kind of racist. So anyway, um, like I don't like harp on like, can you believe hey this the fucking system at me again? And I no.
Isolated, and people will even see you as the problem for not having a solution ready, which again is them wanting more of a happy ending because you have filled their life with negativity for probably a grand total of 2 minutes. And people will expect you to suppress how you feel all the time when you talk to them, and then it starts to become almost like a performance. It's this kind of going through the motions type of ritual where you
Because don't nobody want to hear a man constantly bitching and crying. It's just not manly. It's not stoic. I'm not saying men should never get anything off their chest. But don't nobody want to. Every time this nigga come around, he bitching and crying about racism or some other shit. We don't want to hear that shit, bro. We get up and get on with it. Like I mean, yeah, like you can mention it from time to time, but okay. Like at what point do you move on? What point do you move on, man? See, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna move. Let's go to something else. But I'm a big advocate for getting over shit and getting on with it, getting on with life. Whether you got molested, whether it's racism, whether it's somebody fucked you over and got the promotion at work. This shit literally holds your soul fucking down when you hold on to all this shit, bro. You gotta let all this shit go. Shit that happened in your childhood, shit that your mama said to you when you were 7. You got bullied in high school. You gotta let all this shit go, bruh. You gotta find a way to let this shit go. You never gonna be happy, and you never gonna meet the full potential of who you could be as a man if you hanging on to all this shit, letting it weigh you down. This brother right here, I could just tell, man. Like racism is really putting a fucking damper on his spirit. So the racists really won. You damn near obsessing over this shit, man. Anyway, let's just move on.
20 and I'm a little younger and I'm in college. So I am like 20 and I'm a little younger and I'm in college and I'm in Houston. So I feel like all the girls out here is like classless. Not all of them, let me not say that, but like most of girls that I'm around, like in Third Ward, like they're just like classless, and I'm just trying to find out like how can I find a better friend group without going to hookah lounges, and I'm just so sick of it. I just want to like, elevate a little bit on my friends.
Level Up works best when you already live the lifestyle, not when you visit it.
If a woman has to travel to those areas to meet wealthy men, that means she does not live in that socioeconomic ecosystem.
What brings you up?
So I have questions about like my friend group. So I am like 20 and I'm a little younger and I'm in college and I'm in Houston. So I feel like all the girls out here is like classless. Not all of them, let me not say that.
She just insulted the majority of Houston women. She said all the girls are classless. Lord have mercy. They was in the chat like, man, what you talking about? Some people is like, man, let's give her grace because she young, 20 years old. She finding her way. Hey, I'm not going to shame a young woman, man. But I would say this. Just watch how you speak about the Houston ladies, okay? Houston women are very prideful out here, So when you say something like that, that might not go over too well, okay? Little unk advice. Let's continue.
I say that, but like most of girls that I'm around, like in Third Ward, like they're just like classless, and I'm just trying to find out like
Jesus. So she lives in Third Ward.
Can I find a better friend group without going to hookah lounges, and I'm just so sick of it. I just want to like, elevate a little bit on my friends.
Okay, so where in your city do the more, I guess, put together classy women hang out? Have you looked that up?
Yeah, so maybe like River Oaks. That's like right really close to me. Probably like Katy, Texas, Uptown.
So she mentioned two places where, one we live in currently right now, where I built this house for my wife, and then the one where we're building our new house. So she is talking about the areas that I live in. So she's essentially saying I have to go from Third Ward to go hang out in these places, the more affluent areas of Houston. Keep that in mind. Let's continue.
Okay, so how often are you going to those spaces?
I don't really, I don't know.
But wait, hold on,
myself.
Kamari. You're saying you want to be around more classy,
Yes.
elegant women, right? But then you're saying I don't know. I don't go often.
Yeah, I don't put myself out there as much as I should.
Yeah, so you have to put yourself out there if you want to meet better quality people.
Right. Okay, I'll take that advice.
Okay, is there anything else? I don't know. It seems like you're holding back.
I don't know. You can, if you have anything that you can tell me. I go to church every Sunday. I've been trying to do that. Also,
Okay, what's going on in the church? You're not meeting friends in the church?
it's like a mega church, so it's really big.
Yeah, that's even better.
Right.
She's not looking for a church going man. We already know the game. She called Ashley Dalton because typically Soft Life, Upgrade Your Life content creators, they're teaching young women how to get men with money. Is that fair to say? Ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So she's calling Ashley for a reason. She's not looking for a man who's in the church. She may go to a mega church, but like she said, it's a lot of people there. Everybody ain't looking for the same thing. Okay. And in some cases in Houston, belonging to a mega church is a status symbol, because if you share the same patterns, like, oh yeah, I go there, and the tithes and offerings, you got to come correct. It is what it is. Don't ask me how I know, but I know this when we first got here. It was going to different churches, and it was like kind of a status symbol. So she's definitely not looking for a church going young man. I will say, I say that much.
How can I find a better friend group without going to hookah lounges? And I'm just so sick of it. I just want to elevate a little bit on my friends.
Okay, so where in your city do the more, I guess, put together classy women hang out? Have you looked that up?
Yeah, so maybe like River Oaks. That's like right really close to me. Probably like Katy, Texas, Uptown.
Here's the contradiction. If a woman has to travel to those areas to meet wealthy men, that means she does not live in that socioeconomic ecosystem. She lives in Third Ward. Uptown is close. River Oaks may be a little bit of drive. Katy may be a little bit of drive for her. So that's the issue. She's a visitor. She's not a resident.
Two beautiful black women, same goal. Meet a man with resources. One already lives in the environment. The other has to travel just to enter it. Proximity changes everything.
One beautiful woman pays with time, money, and energy to be present. The other pays nothing. She already belongs to the space.
Houston is huge, but the women who actually live in those spaces, they don't have to plan a mission just to be seen. They wake up there. They work there. Their gym is there. Their grocery store is there. Their social circle is there. So when a level up creator tells a young woman, just go where the rich men are, what they're ignoring is that access requires resources. It costs money to get dressed up, money to travel across town, money to sit at those establishments, money to do it consistently. And consistency is everything in dating.
Men notice the woman they see again and again. Familiarity builds comfort. The commuter is occasional. The resident is consistent.
To be honest about what this really looks like, a young woman might Uber 40 minutes to a wealthy suburb, spend money on drinks she barely can afford, sit at a bar hoping to be noticed, then have to turn around and travel back to the reality of her actual life. Meanwhile, the women she's competing with didn't commute, they walked downstairs from their apartment. That's not the same playing field. So this is what I mean when I say the soft life message skips steps. The content tells women, don't worry about building your own. Just position yourself to be chosen by a provider. But the women who most often marry affluent men usually already have something going on. Careers, businesses, education, or at least a lifestyle that naturally overlaps with those men. They're not cosplay.
Beef is real in the live chat. The beef is real. Like, damn, I I guess I shouldn't bring up no race shit on the channel, huh? Yeah, we supposed to be brothers, man. Like, yeah, on Minister Society. I know if I pull that clip up, they gonna fucking take the stream down. But nigga, we supposed to be brothers. It's like I ain't trying to hear that shit, nigga. Run this, run this fucking whip. Whatever he said.
Playing wealth. They are already adjacent to it. There's also a difference between short-term access and long-term belonging. Can a woman meet a wealthy man on a random night in a high-end lounge? Absolutely. But meeting someone and being compatible with his world are two different things. A man with resources is thinking about lifestyle alignment, routine alignment, future alignment, not just who showed up cute on a Friday night. So the advice of just go out to the rich side of Houston and find a rich man ignores the math. If you can't afford to live near those spaces, you can't afford to consistently compete in those spaces. And that's not
the thing. Showing up cute with a nice ass is how women fight the world. Manipulation tactics, gaslighting, reputation destruction, and just showing up in a tight dress with a nice ass. That's how, I mean, if they can't get it with one of those things, they don't know what the fuck you talking about. Flat out.
compete in those spaces. And that's not an insult, it's simply economics.
Both women are beautiful. The difference isn't looks, it's logistics. Level Up works best when you already live the lifestyle, not when you visit it.
So my solution from an UNC's perspective is simple and is not meant to crush anyone's dreams, I promise you. Either build where you are.
Solution 1. Build where you are. A beautiful Black woman grows with a man at her current level, stacking resources together so the affluent life becomes their future, not a fantasy.
Or build yourself to the level that you are trying to access.
Solution 2. Build yourself first. Raise your skills and income until you actually live in the spaces you want. Then access is natural, not a commute.
Build where you are, because what I've learned is that a lot of women who live in the areas that they live in don't see the men there as on their level.
Men need to date within their tax bracket and stop getting...
Not these women. Look. It's always the women in, like, oh my goodness. See, I'm not attacking looks, but we got to talk about it. Hold on, let me pause. Now, the woman on the left versus the woman on the right. The woman on the right got action with, I mean, this is a beautiful woman. I mean, it's a fake AI woman, but I'm saying, my point is, the woman on the left, I don't give a fuck if she's a billionaire. It's not going to give her more action on the dating market with men who make $100K and up. Because the men who make 100K and up got action at the one on the right. Like, the whole thing about dating your tax bracket, men don't date based on tax bracket, y'all do. So men are gonna date in their tax bracket, meaning they're gonna get a sexy young bitch who get on their program. Men don't think, "I make 100K, let me find a woman that make 100K so I could date in my tax bracket." Men don't give a fuck about dating in their tax